Hi teacher, I am Álvaro Escalante and I am the first one explaining this topic about the functions. Okay, what is a function? A function is a relationship between two numbers. That's so simple, and that relationship you can graphic or put in a table or make an equation like this project is up to made of that. Okay, so where did we get our numbers for our function? We'll search in internet the global population in years. So in 1919 each population, 1919 that population. And now, what is a linear function? The linear function is the one that increases in the same amount always per unit. Like if at the times I ate a hot dog per day, like if I ate one hot dog per day, so the amount of hot dogs eaten in my life will be increasing in a linear function because one day one hot dog. So you can graphically imagine it. 2 days two hot dogs, 3 days, and then it all increases in a linear way. It's also like not have to be that specific like 1 1 or 2 2 3 3, but just like the amount of increasing will be the same each unit.
Our initial function was tabular represented. Later on, we translated into a graphic, an equation, and in verbal representation. A tabular representation is when we have a table and we have two values, in this case, x and y, which are population and year. Then, in the graphic representation, when we already have our x and y values, in this case we have a line going up, since it is increasing. In this case, it is important to know that the y values represents billions, so 4 equals to 4 billions. In the equation, we made a linear equation that represented the amount of population depending on the year. Y, population, equals to x, year, divided by 10 plus 4. Lastly, in the verbal representation, we just translated the equation into words.
Now I will talk about the dependent and dependent variable, so as the domain and the range. First, in our our dependent variable is the same that as our domain, that are the years, like 1980, 1990, and so on. And meanwhile, the quantity for our dependent variable is the same as our range, and we took that dependent variable is the number of population that we got, like for example the 4 million and more, 5 million, and all that.
Hi, my name is Matt Ortega. Explain what information the function provides. The function provides information of how the population, that is the dependent factor, has grown or increased throughout the years, that is the independent factor, and it goes all the way from 1980 to 2020. Explain how the value of the function depends on the independent variable. The function is constantly increasing. This happens because the quantity of people in the world vary from the year you have analyzed in the graph. It is represented as more years, more population. Identify the type of function, linear equation or quadratic. In this case, the equation is linear because it is just increasing. It doesn't demonstrate any regularity like a decrease that will make it quadratic equation. Thank you.
Well, now I will tell you about how it came the function in our newspaper that we select to make our essay. First of all, the newspaper that we select was a primary source about the population of the world in general, and the function that we saw in there was in a table format. It became all the data that we need to know about the population, like the years and the population in each, and we know how long time was between the different variables and the people that was growing up there. And it was a very good format because know that the newspaper was in direction to explain the population. It was only going ahead with that.